All right, we are live and ready to go. Today is Friday, August 19th, 2022. This is your Friday safety meeting. My name is Dennis Davis. I work in the safety department. We do this Friday safety meeting 52 Fridays a year, right here, right up in front of you and everybody else that wants to log on Facebook or YouTube Live, being as transparent as we can, giving you safety information from Prime Incorporated, as well as some good information from other departments around the building. So the safety department is located in the southernmost building on this main campus, right in the center of the room, right next to the pillars. So if you guys ever have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to stop by or give us a call if you're on the road. We don't promise that we'll have all the questions, or should I say all the answers for you, but we promise we can point you in the right direction to get those questions answered. So breakfast is free this morning, so at all three of our locations, Pittston, Salt Lake, and Springfield. So let's give our folks a round of applause for feeding a bunch of hungry trucking professionals this morning. And as I mentioned, we are simulcasting live at other terminals. So I think we've got Pittston, Pennsylvania with us this morning. Who do we got? Good morning, Rick.
Good morning. How are y'all doing?
Doing all right. Wait a second.
Yeah, I'm up here with me and my two best friends.
Wait a minute. We got nobody there.
My third friend just walked in.
Are we having a fire alarm or fire drill or something going on there?
Well, this is the way I look at it. They may not be here, but they're out there listening on the net.
They're there. I don't think I've ever seen it where there's nobody there.
Well, we got a couple people here. It's not dead completely. They're wandering around. Training pad's full. Oh yeah, the training pad is full. So there you go.
All right. Okay. All right. So fair enough. It's one of those deals where the glass is half full, right? So the room is half full, or maybe just a little bit less.
It's a good day to be here. Every day is a good day to be here. As long as you're working for Prime, you know what I'm saying? It's just amazing.
Well said. Well said. So, I do see a guy kind of back there, just kind of doing his thing. But hey, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to jump on the microphone.
Hey, I do have one question from one of our drivers here. He wants to know, and just so he can get somebody in the room down there, when the Ace leasers are coming back.
That's a good question, and I'm gonna table that for just a little bit later on. Okay?
Yes, sir. I knew you would.
All right, I appreciate it. So, going west, Salt Lake City. We don't have our folks in Salt Lake City today. They can hear us, so let's give them a big Springfield welcome.
Can you hear me? Yeah, baby, we're here.
They're back. Well, what a pleasant surprise.
Amazing.
Where you been?
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Hey, how you doing? Good morning.
Good morning, Troy. Where you guys been?
Well, I took a day off last week, so they said, well, it's not worth it if Troy's not there. So we've been having some technical issues. We kind of got them worked out this morning. So, our amazing technical staff, Andy, has got it worked out this morning. So we're here with you.
Hey, your buddy Andy works quick. I looked at the screen like 30 seconds ago. There was a ladder where you were standing. So
that's what he was doing.
Troy, I have a question for you. Well, shout out to Andy and his staff. Shout out to Brienne and our folks over here in Springfield for making it happen. So welcome back, Salt Lake City. I think my buddy John has a question for you.
Well, I was just going to say that was a big introduction whenever you guys came on there for two people in the room. So I thought they might have been pumping some crowd noise in there, but I see that the cameras, they're just off camera, it looks like. So
they are off. We should bring them all up so they can all say hi to you. We got a full house here. Everybody's just excited to be here at Prime Incorporated. They like Salt Lake. I know Pittston's kind of, but Salt Lake, we love it.
All right. Welcome back. Good to have you guys back. You know, it's been a couple of weeks since we've been able to fellowship and share with you guys. Talk to me about what you guys got going on this weekend.
Hey, we got our company picnic tomorrow morning. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. it starts. We got food trucks. We got bounce houses for the kids. We got a bunch of water things, water slides and stuff. We got bingo. We got raffles and drawings and stuff like that. So yeah, tomorrow at 10 a.m. it starts. So it's going to be a blast.
Awesome. Thank you. Hope you guys have a great time. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it out to this one, but maybe sometime in the future I'll get out there and fellowship with you guys and challenge you to whatever competition they got out there. I'm pretty sure I can beat you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could try. Yeah.
All right. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to step to the microphone.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Right back here to Springfield, Missouri. Good morning, everybody. All right. We got a little bit of energy. I think we can do a little bit better than that this morning. Good morning, everybody. All right. That's a little bit better, but come on, man. You know, come on, let's blow these other terminals out of the water. Good morning, folks. All right, there we go. We've got that good Friday morning energy that we love to see every Friday morning. You know, I'm biased, but I love working at this company. You know, so for you new folks that are here, I see you in your neon vest. If you would, go ahead and stand up for me. Let's recognize who you are and welcome you to the family at all three of our locations. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for choosing Prime. You know, we go through a pretty rigorous recruiting process and vetting process and making sure we're only bringing in the best of the best of the best. And vice versa, I'm pretty sure that you guys with these phenomenal work histories and your excellent driving records, you guys probably have some options out there in the industry too. You probably looked at a number of different carriers to go to, a number of different places to go to get your CDL if you're coming in as a PSD. But you chose us, and we won't promise you that you chose the perfect company because that's not who we are. We are a company that's striving to be as best as we can, and this is one of the reasons that we do these Friday morning meetings is to be as transparent as we can and get this information out to you. So with me this morning, we've got our newest safety associate, John Harden. Good morning, John.
Good morning. How's everybody? Well, just want to say thank you for letting us come here to speak with you. Welcome to all the new drivers. As Dennis said, you know, we feel that we do things a lot better than everybody else out there, and we bring in the best of the best. So welcome. Any questions you have, you know, it's amazing. We've been to some of these other places where maybe we've brought some other, you know, companies in and just the culture here, you know, when you're on the yard, come in, say hi to your fleet manager. We encourage it. You know, we're not one of those companies that locks the doors and says, get on the phone and call us. So we want you in here. We want to see your faces. We welcome you. And
John talked a little bit about culture, you know, and then, you know, really this Friday morning safety meeting is a big part of our culture. What we learned, you know, especially during COVID and right after COVID, you know, this Friday safety meeting really is an excellent recruiting tool for any driver that's looking to come into the industry. Here we are. You know, we're live on Facebook, live on YouTube. So I'll do my little influencer deal. So if you would click like and subscribe so you'll get notifications anytime we post a video or anytime we go live. But you guys get an opportunity, and for new folks that are watching, thank you for watching. You know, you get an opportunity to see exactly what the company is like before you make that decision to come to us. So, you know, for you PSD students who've seen this or previous versions of this Friday morning meeting before they came here.
Got a
couple people have. Well, great. So thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you'll continue to keep that as part of your social media regimen, you know, tuning in and see what type of information we have. You know, we also have customers that are watching. We have our friends that are watching. We have some competitor companies out there watching. We got some folks that are maybe even trying to do some bad stuff to us out there watching. So, but you're as transparent as we possibly can right here, giving the information.
Absolutely.
All right, so what do we got for this morning, John? So let's jump right into safety. You want to go through the inspections? I think it was your turn this week on the inspections too. So
It was my turn. So this week on safety inspections, we had 153 total inspections. 96 of those inspections were clean. So we're at 63% clean inspection rate, which is great. We feel, just through a little research, the industry average is, maybe a little over half of that. So we feel like we're doing very well on that. So great job. Keep doing those pre-trips. Kind of follow up. Justin Kaufman's going to be here to talk later, but we do have the CVSA brake check week coming up next week. So, let's get out there, do those brake checks, inspections, and make sure we get paid for these.
So this week we paid out $94.25. I think the number our friend Sean Rocker sent out this morning. So give yourselves a round of applause. Almost $10,000 this week. But in true Prime fashion, we don't rest on those laurels. We want to talk about some of the things that we had some challenges with this week. So you did the inspections this week. What are some of the themes that you saw as far as those failed inspections? I think I saw a couple seat belts. What else did you see?
A couple of seat belts. Probably the one I saw the most of this week was just probably had to do with logs. And, very important, very critical that we are always up to status on our logs. We've got a great group of logs out there in the Plaza building. If you're having issues, any questions, make sure you reach out to them. They're there for you 24/7. So, that's probably the one that I saw the most of this week.
All right. And we got our newest log associate, Jeff Wood, over there, just kind of hanging out, giving us some time. We appreciate it. He's wearing his red just like we are. Our log department is located right in the plaza. So as you're coming in and exiting the facility in your truck, our log department and our folks are there. They're on site. They're ready to provide you with whatever assistance that you need. If you have questions, everybody wants to know, well, when is it okay to use PC? Well, those folks are going to be over there to answer those questions for you. So, all right. So we got an exciting meeting today. We're going to talk a little bit about CVSA brake check week. Say that 5 times fast. As John alluded to earlier, we're going to have Justin Kaufman come up and talk about that. We're going to have Doug Tam from our Plaza building come and talk a little bit about lockout, tag out. And we've already got a question before everything started about the lease purchase program. So the the most popular folks who always have the most questions, the folks from our leasing department are going to come up and talk to us this week. So, but before we bring them up, this is a very, very good company. We do a lot of good things for our associates. We do a lot of good things for the community. So we want to bring one of our other safety supervisors up, Bill Sprague, and he's going to talk about one of the initiatives that we've got going here in the next month or so.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Bill in the safety department. Something I want to share with you this morning, and I know it's almost a month away, but who remembers where they were on 9/11? A lot of them in the room. It's hard to believe some of these students coming in, 21 years old, don't remember. This is going to be the 21st anniversary, okay? But it's kind of bad that we've got a tragedy that was so devastating. Now we just know it as the date, 9/11. But when you hear 9/11, you know exactly what everybody's talking about. Well, I'm going to share a quick story with you because I know exactly where I was because I was in a law enforcement academy. I was taking it at nights in Drury and on the weekends. And the day that played out, we came into class that night just like we're supposed to, and the instructor just merely had a TV playing in the front of the room. And he played the events of that day, and we watched it for 4 hours. He shut the TV off at the end of the class, and this is one of the most heart-wrenching things I probably ever heard in my life. And he looked at the class and he said, "You have now chosen a profession where you no longer get to run away from danger. You have to run towards it. And if you're not willing to do that, exit my classroom." And that hit us. That hit every single one of us after what we just watched. But something you don't realize on 9/11 is how many firefighters done that exact same thing. At the time the second tower collapsed, there was between 400 and 500 firefighters on scene. 343 of those lost their life because they responded and ran towards danger. You've seen the videos, you've seen the news clip. You don't see them turning around, running the other way. You don't hear of any of them getting on the radio saying, "We're not going." Every year, Prime participates in a local climb. We're lucky enough to have one of them here. They're held all over the country. but it's known as a 9/11 stair climb. That stair climb is designed to do one thing, and that is keep that memory alive of those 343 heroes. And the way that this climb started in 2007, there was 5 Colorado firefighters that got together and were training in a stairwell. And they knew it was getting close to 9/11. They said, hey, how about we climb 110 flights in memory of our brothers that we lost that day? So that's what they did. That's how it started. 5 climbers. They spread the word on what they did. The next year, there was 500 people tried to sign up and climb with them. And now it became the memorial stair climb that it is today. It's held all over the country. Once you sign up to climb, and there's many of our associates that do it every year. We've got drivers that have joined us. Luckily, they've included a virtual option. That's about the only thing I've seen good come out of COVID. They included a virtual and a walk option because that way, if you're not here, you can still join us. You can still be a part of it. But once you sign up, you're given a lanyard, just like I have around my neck. No, I don't have a split personality. I've got 2 lanyards for one reason. This lanyard was given to me to carry my individual that I'm representing that day. And I say that because out of those 343 people that sign up, you are given the identity of the person you're climbing for. You're carrying them. What this is you put them around your neck and you climb 110 flights of stories in their memory. Now that'll touch you, I'm telling you. It'll bring a grown man to tears. It does me every single year. When they play that radio transmission during the climb and you hear what those firefighters were going through, you realize how touching the event that we do is. On the 78th floor, we stop and we ring a firefighter bell and we call out the name of that firefighter we're carrying around our neck. The reason that is because that is the highest floor that any firefighter made it to was the 78th. And then we finished those 110 flights of stairs they didn't get to. Now imagine out of those 500 or so that were there on scene on that day, we did lose a couple thousand people. How many would we have lost if they weren't there organizing getting those people out of those buildings? They done their job. None of them said no. So we've got to make sure we keep this event going. You've probably seen it roll out on the app. Join us if you'd like to climb virtually. What I did during the year that it was closed down for COVID is I found a local a local high school gym. I climbed in their stairs, counted how many I needed, and I climbed those stairs. Whatever you do, whether you go for a walk, maybe you go for a bike ride, carry that lanyard around your neck and remember why you're doing it. Because we know how history is. If we don't remember this every year, it's going to fall by the wayside. We're going to forget what those 343 people did. So we also raise money for this event, and it all goes to the National Fallen Firefighter Foundation. Now, that foundation was started back in 1992 by Congress to help firefighters' families that have been lost in the line of duty, not just on that day, but every year we lose firefighters in the line of duty. And it also helps their families. It helps with programs to help them cope with the loss. It helps their kids go to college. That's what all this, it's a not-for-profit foundation, and that all that money goes towards that. So I'm not only blessed to work at Prime, I'm blessed to work around amazing people that support this every year, vendors in the back of the room that step up and support it every year. That way we can show all these families that here at Prime, we haven't and we will never forget what they did. So that's all I got. Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you, Bill. So as we keep it moving forward, John mentioned earlier that we're gonna next week, August 21st through the 27th, 2022, CVSA Brake Safety Check Week. So we're gonna have Justin Kaufman from our call center. Our road assist folks are gonna come and give you some information. Now we're gonna put the time clock on old Justin here. So
We've got music to play, security ready.
All right, I was told 2 slides max. So, yeah, Justin Kaufman, brake check is coming up, and we've got a couple slides for Brianne to maybe load up. But, you know, one thing I always want to talk about is making sure that we're doing good pre-trip, en route, post-trip inspections. You know, we've got some of the best equipment out in the industry, you know, newer equipment, you know, with the, you know, fabulous maintenance team inspections in our plaza. And so, but, you know, as we're doing our pre-trip and route post-trip inspections, it's so critical that we're checking out our airlines. I know that's going to be a part of Brake Safety Week, you know, making sure that we don't have any damage or chafing to airlines that has caused damage. So that's going to be something that they're looking at. Obviously, this airline right here has been rubbed through to the cords, through the secondary rubber, and this would be a complete out of service. So I just want to put that up there. If as you're doing your inspections, if you were to see, any type of damage due to chafing, it could be a violation and or an out of service due to how bad it is. On the next photo, we've got a brake drum here, and this is a cracked brake drum with a parking brake set. Just another thing to be watching out for as you're doing your inspections. But we can go through some of the guidelines, but I'd encourage everyone to make sure that they're on their pre-trips, they're doing static air brake tests and then applied air brake tests. So, obviously, we want to make sure that we don't have any excessive down. Static would be without the brakes applied, and obviously applied, in a combo would be no more than 3 PSI per minute on your truck and 4 PSI for a truck and trailer. So, we just want to make sure that we're doing those leak down tests. We don't have any air leaks. And, if you do have one, contact Road Assist, and we can, certainly go through a game plan of working to get it fixed, So, and obviously on the static side, definitely no more than 2 PSI on a truck and 3 PSI for a trailer. So tractor trailer combo. So whenever you got it hooked up together. Also, we want to make sure that we're checking our brake shoes. You kind of see the brake shoe on the drum there, kind of as it curves around. It needs to be 1/4 of an inch at the center of the shoe. So just do a double check on that. Making sure that we also just check our free stroke on our slack adjusters. It should be somewhere between 3/8 and 5/8. And then obviously the applied brake pressure stroke, on a long stroke chamber, no more than 2.5 inches, and on a short stroke chamber, no more than 2 inches. So with that is about all I have. Can I answer any questions?
The information you talked about, is it available on the website for the drivers to see and review prior to that?
That's we do a pro maintenance class. I'd have to look through our fuel book to see whether there's pieces of information in that. We've got some photos I know in our fuel book. But some of this is part of the CDL test. I know that we teach, but as we go through and we get operators up to speed to upgrade, that is part of the CDL brake test. But good question. We can certainly look at adding more to that.
And then maybe get with Mitch and put some of these pictures and notes on the Facebook on Facebook page or add on YouTube and get prepped for this particular brake check so that they know what to look for.
Yeah. Good comment.
Justin, we got one over here. Matthew wants to know, what can you check if you have disco brakes?
It's looking up. Obviously, disc brakes require 1/8 of an inch of disc brake pad lining. As you're looking in with a flashlight, you just want to make sure that you have that 1/8 of an inch of lining. And if it's not there, then obviously reach out to Road Assist and we'll get a game plan. Okay.
Hey, before you get out of here, just real quick, so for a lot of especially our newer drivers that are a little bit like me, they can't turn a wrench, that's not in their forte, gets, maybe even a little bit outside of just brake safety check week, just kind of overall from a Road Assist and maintenance standpoint, how do you get a hold of Road Assist? When are you guys available? What type of services do you provide?
Yeah, we're 24/7. We field about 4,000 calls a week, produce about 2,000 ROs. So, the way you can reach out through Road Assist is on the Prime app. There's a section in there where it will list your payroll person and your Road Assist advisor, and it should have your Road Assist advisor's phone number as well. So, you can reach out through them, through calling them, or also through an app message as well. So you can send us a message, a macro 21, or a phone call. We love photos. Photos, we always say is worth 1,000,000 words. We're getting more and more videos, pro maintenance tip videos to be able to shoot operators out there if there is a problem or is an issue. We'd love to hear from you, especially if you have a question on, whether it is brake shoe lining or brake pad life. We'd love to hear from it. Just send us a photo of what you're looking at. We'll go over it with you and, make sure that we're good and safe to legal to roll.
Hey, Justin, one question here. So winter's coming up, unfortunately. So how soon will you start treating fuel here at the plaza, the 3 terminals?
Whenever, good question. And, as these temps drop below freezing, we say, hey, we need to make sure that our fuel is treated. So we're always looking out in a radius at all of our terminals and looking to see where the temperatures are dropping. And as these temps drop below freezing, that's whenever we have the cutoff of we're going to start treating our fuel here. And then we need to make sure that on the road, we're treating fuel as well whenever we pick it up from a truck stop, because, obviously, if you pick up as it gets to be colder up north, sub zero temperatures, down in Texas and then Florida, it may be super warm and maybe 60 degrees. So whenever you're buying fuel in Texas, it may not be treated at all. So that's one of the first things that we see is whenever operators are buying Texas down south and they're running loads up north, you may be gelled up by the time you get to Minnesota and South Dakota. So.
The question I have is that we treat our trucks, but how much should we be putting into the reefer for fuel, because we need to treat the reefers too, and the tanks are not that big, and it doesn't tell us quite how much to put in the reefer. So how much should we be putting in the reefer?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. We sell a product called Penray Power R Plus that treats 250 gallons here in our plaza bays. And so, the idea is that most of our reefers have, over-the-road reefers have 30-gallon fuel tanks. So I would encourage you just to look at the instructions on the back of the bottle and then distribute the anti-gel, based on the gallons on both side tanks of your truck and then the reefer. But you hit on a key point in that we need, and it's so critical to make sure that these reefers get treated fuel as well as they get dropped, sometimes at drop yards and repowered. So, but I also would say I'd much rather overdo it on anti-gel. Even if you double treat, that'll be totally fine. I'd much rather you over treat by doubling it than not have enough anti-gel.
Yeah. More, not a question, but a warning. When you pick up your trailers and it says the ABS on the trailer is out, immediately get it fixed, because if it's not working, it's not doing its job, you will go off the highway. It will, you hit a puddle of water or something, that ABS ain't working on that trailer. You got 40,000 pounds in that trailer. Your truck weighs 35,000 without the load. That trailer will take over and take you off the highway. I recently had that happen. So I know, get the ABS fixed. Don't let it go by. Don't think, oh, I'll just go to Prime and tomorrow. No, take it and get it fixed now. That way you're not going to end up in the ditch.
Excellent point. I mean, when you're pulling a trailer, we want to make sure that this is good, safe equipment, and before, for sure, before you drop it off and leave it for anybody else, let's get a game plan to get it fixed. We've got across the country, we've got, shops. We obviously utilize TA Petro, Love's Truck Stop network for 24/7 service, and they're pretty decent about fixing ABS lights, so we can wheel into TA Petro and get it fixed there. But outside of that, before we drop a trailer, it's good to work with Road Assist and get a game plan to get it dropped off at one of our designated trailer shops. And when we're doing that, I'll also add that it's so critical that as we're dropping that trailer off, we check in with that shop, let them know where it's at, and make sure that trailer is secure. Kind of leading to my next topic in that, some of these trailer shops are starting to get backed up, equipment wise. They've got a lot of equipment on their yard because of parts and labor issues. And so, want to make sure that we're dropping it in a secure location. We're going in and checking in with them and saying, hey, I dropped this trailer. And many times we might even have a good empty trailer ready to pick up there. So, all right. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you, Justin. So just like most of our speakers, Justin, hopefully you got time to hang out over here after the meeting. So if anybody has any questions that we didn't have enough time to get to, Justin will be hanging out. Stop by, talk to him. As obviously he loves to talk. He'll chat with you, no doubt, and then get you taken care of. So
one thing I'll add into the anti-gel, Justin talked about the ratio you put in there from your question there. We do have some intermodal trailers mixed into our over the road fleet, and those, just as FYI, have 75-gallon fuel tanks. So just FYI for the ratio whenever you're mixing that in.
everybody here is so knowledgeable. Great job. I didn't even know that. Good job. Good deal. So, hey, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about, normally we talk about over-the-road safety, accident prevention, and situations like that. But a couple of weeks ago, we talked about a situation that happened here at the terminal where we had one of our long-term operators had a situation with another in-house associate that was driving a pickup truck here at the terminal. So it's always important that safety is not just over the road. We've got these neon vests on, especially our newer folks, but don't throw those away when you get done. Make sure you keep those vests whenever you're walking around here at the terminal or at a customer location. Make sure your head's on a swivel. Make sure you have on reflective clothing so folks can see you out there. And another safety point we're going to bring up, we're going to have Doug Tam from our plaza come and talk about lockout, tagout.
Good morning, everyone. First off, thank you for what you do out there. If you guys weren't out there driving safe miles and putting up the numbers you guys do, I wouldn't have a career here. So I appreciate it. Hey, you hear me. We know it in-house. We appreciate what you do and we respect you. I manage our plaza and our tire department. I know some folks aren't big fans of coming to our plaza, but please, I don't know if I've ever had an opportunity to pull my car into a place where they're gonna, tighten up my alternator belt, change my tires if they need to. You need to be, and make sure everything's good and safe to, keep going down the road. I think I'd stop by there every opportunity I got, but that's me, right? So try to stop in, make sure you don't drive by us, come and see us. We want to, get you through as quickly as possible, but also, fix everything we can to get you going down the road as quickly as we can. But today's topic is lockout, tagout. Are there any operators in here that know exactly what we do in the plaza to do our lockout, tagout procedure? No. So what we do see sometimes in the plaza is we'll have operators, they're used to coming in, so they'll pull their key out of the ignition and go ahead and stick it in the side of the door. I'm going to warn you, please do not do that. The drivers are not responsible in any way to help us do any kind of lockout, tagout procedure. And what that does is that'll throw off my technicians in there. Their job is to open up your truck door, to pull the ignition key out, put a dummy key in there, try to start the truck and make sure it cannot start with that dummy key. So if that ignition is broken or something like that, they need to verify that truck's not going to be able to start up. So please don't assist. I know you're trying to help. I know you're trying to help, get the speed up and get processed quicker. But just don't get involved. Leave your keys in the ignition. We have to do that part ourselves just to verify that truck won't start. And another topic there. Some folks try to help us. Some folks completely fight us on it. Some we've had to go to the point where we've made drivers drop their trailer in the bay because they refuse to unlock their door for us to, check that ignition. We've had to call dispatchers, because drivers are in there fighting with us. This is about our safety, our technician safety, and your safety. I assure you, if somebody did get ran over in the plaza because you got complacent, started up your truck and drove off and you hurt somebody, that's something you have to live with for a long time. That's something that doesn't go away and you remember it. So, that's pretty well what I wanted to cover. So we appreciate you trying to help us, but please just don't get involved in that procedure. And if you do come into the plaza and somebody does not do the lockout, tagout procedure and you're worried and concerned, my office is in bay 14 of the plaza, right next to the flatbed setup, the tarp assistant place. So bay 14 of the plaza here in Springfield. Thank you. That's all I have.
All right, thanks, Doug. All right, so what's the one topic that everybody wants to talk about today? Everybody wants to know about. Anybody? Well, I think I heard it from somebody. Lease to own, lease purchase. We've already had a question at 8:02 this morning about, when are you going to bring back the lease purchase program? So I'm not going to spoil their glory, but I'm going to bring up Chelsea and I'm going to bring up Haley from our leasing department. They're going to talk to you a little bit about what's in the pipeline for our leasing department.
Good morning.
Thank you.
How is everyone? Good?
Great.
Still here?
Good morning, Prime family. Hello. I'm Haley.
I'm Chelsea.
We obviously work in Success Leasing. It's so great to see you all. Again, off what Doug said, thank you all for everything you do. We wouldn't have our jobs and our careers if it wasn't for you guys out there over the road. We are truly so thankful. Both of our babies are down in the daycare, and it's just so great to have family. It feels like family when we're here, getting breakfast every morning. So always feel free to say hello to us and come by our desk. We are a happy home that you're welcome to come chat by. We have a few things we want to cover.
Okay, really quick. The ordered truck program, we are really working hard to streamline that program as best we can. We really just recently have one of the biggest changes we have done is Haley and I have completely taken on that program from start to finish. So it was not always that way in the past, but now you all have 2 points of contact from start to finish on that program. So from placing your order with extras, if you've got questions on that, truck updates, Haley and I are going to be your contacts on that. From when your truck delivers, we'll be the ones notifying you and confirming your pickup dates as well. And also, if you've got questions on something, if we don't know the answer, we're the ones kind of the middleman between you and the manufacturers. So now you have two faces. We've got cards we're going to leave out on the table for you all to pick up. So you have our phone number, our email, and we really encourage you to just reach out to us if you have anything, and we can try to help guide you through the process.
Yeah, we really want the order truck process to be in-house in our department. It took a while to get over there, and so it's really exciting for Success Leasing that we have it now, and we're going to do it from start to finish, and that's really Chelsea and I's baby. So if you guys have any questions with ordered trucks, please don't hesitate to reach out. Come by our desk, talk to us. We just want it to be the most simple process. Trucks are still running a little bit delayed. I know that's frustrating for all. Feel free to reach out anytime. You can email us, call us. We will directly reach out to the OEM and see exactly where your truck is and give you the most accurate information. Now, lease purchase questions. Okay, let me little ramble real quick about it. So I know you guys are ready for the ACE lease program to come back. I totally get it. We have good news. The rumors are true. The lease purchase program is coming back. Looks like it's going to come back closer to October-ish. That will open that program up and you'll be able to order then. There's not going to be a wait list for that. If you qualify to order a truck, then you can qualify to order a lease purchase program. With that being said, we don't have a for sure date. We're waiting on information from our manufacturers to know exactly what pricing is going to look like, delivery dates, things like that. So stay strong, have hope. It's coming back. It will be soon. Okay. So hopefully in October, we'll know some more. It'll be closer to like February-ish for those delivery dates of those trucks to come in. But we are moving in the right direction with that. There should be a message going out to the fleet in the next day or so to kind of say exactly what I just said, but you'll have it on your Qualcomm. So if you guys have any questions about that, feel free to ask us. And then one more thing on the contracts. Once you guys sign your contract with Success Leasing, there's a survey at the end of that. that is now kind of mandatory for you to move on and put it into our system. Guys, we're really working on our white glove. We want this to be a wonderful experience for you. We want you to feel like you're coming at home when you come into Success Leasing. So please fill out that survey, whether it be good or bad. We can't improve and make the leasing department better if we don't know what we need to improve on. So please write a comment, star us, let us know. It might hurt my feelings for a second, but I'll get over it and we'll work better. But again, please fill that out. Do you guys have any questions? Wow.
Wow, we must have covered that
Yeah,
really well.
Really well. Okay. Not a question. Killed it. Have a great day.
Yes, happy
Friday. Okay, sorry, last thing, and I won't talk again. Chelsea and I left our business cards right here. So if you guys want to grab them, you're more than welcome to. If you need anything, email, call. Again, happy to help in any way.
All right, thanks, guys. You know, I'm really surprised. We get beat up all week long about questions about the lease purchase program. We put them out there and, you know, crickets. But that means they just did a wonderful job of covering the information, you know, as they always do. And of course, you know, they've got their business cards over here. If you have any supplemental questions, or if you're listening live on Facebook or YouTube, if you got some questions, don't hesitate to reach out. And I promise you they'll roll out that white glove service and get you taken care of. So,
All right. Hey, real quick, I wanted to make mention here. If you'll notice, you see a lot of red shirts in the room up here. Our vendors back there also participate over here. So every Friday we wear red, and that means remember everyone deployed. So on that note, if you've served in the military services, you know, stand up, be recognized. Let us thank you for your services.
all right, we're winding down to the end, but we got a couple of announcements to make. You know, a couple of the speakers made mention of the Prime mobile app. So for anybody that is having issues with their Prime mobile app, we got Brian and Richard over here to my right that can get you taken care of. They are geniuses, they know just about everything they need to know and you need to know about technology. Step on over there after the meeting, they can get you taken care of. So also just a few housekeeping notes. We made mention of the Salt Lake City picnic on Saturday. Is that tomorrow? Yeah, on tomorrow. And I'm going to give you the dates for the other locations as well. So a week from tomorrow in Pittston, Pennsylvania, we're going to have the picnic, and then September 3rd, Labor Day weekend, right here in Springfield, Missouri. All right, so bring your family, bring your friends. We'd love to see you. These are a big part of our culture. We look forward to these. My son looks forward to these, so we'll be there and ready. So also on Friday night, a week from today, we are going to have the Prime Truck Driving Championship. We are super excited. You know, normally Dave White would be up here selling that to you. He's away in Indianapolis with Scott Fisher and Dwayne Grimm at the National Truck Driving Championship, but he'll be back by Friday, hopefully. He'll be back by Friday to get this thing kicked off. The only two things you need to qualify for the Truck Driving Championship is you need to be a Prime associate and you need to have a valid CDL. So, you know, if you get your CDL that Friday morning, great. You can come and participate in that Truck Driving Championship that Friday night. So,
Hey,
real
Dennis,
quick, go ahead.
I know you're excited about it, but it's 2 weeks away, not next Friday.
Is it? Okay.
2 weeks away.
2
not
weeks
next
away.
Friday.
I'm really excited. So I think McCoy has some information about Dwayne Grimm and Scott Fisher at the National Truck Driving Championship.
Yeah, both those gentlemen drove yesterday, and they were announced this morning. Scott Fisher on the flatbed side came in 12th, and Dwayne Grimm came in 21st on the championship this year.
All right, let's give them a round of applause. You know, so 2 weeks from today, you know, that cycle is going to start again. You compete at the Truck Driving Championship here at Prime, and then the winners will go and compete at the Missouri State Truck Driving Championship in June, and then recycle again, you know, next August/September for the National Truck Driving Championship.
Sir. So one thing I wanted to mention real quick before we bring up our heavy hitters here, just as a safety note, school starting back up. I know around here next week, everything gets kicked off. So just, keep that in mind whenever you're out there on the roads, on these rural highways. You're going to see bus traffic in the morning, bus traffic in the afternoon. So please be aware of that. Keith, I think we have a question right over here.
Hey, on the app, when we call in, there's a message that tells us when we come to the terminal, we need to park in the spots, to have all trucks parked in the spots. But can that apply to the trailers here too? I mean, the trailers need to be parked in spots. They're just parked everywhere out there. And I mean, it's dangerous sometimes. You come through here and it's dangerous. And the trucks, these little trucks are pulling out in front of us and we can't see them. And they're parking everywhere too. I mean, these messages need to apply to these people too, not just us drivers.
I agree with you 100%. We talked about, yard safety and safety at customers, and we had a situation here a few weeks ago that we're making sure we get that addressed. But with that being said, I'm going to go to Salt Lake City here real quick. We've got Tyler Patrick that's going to talk for just a few minutes about safety, similar to what you're saying, sir, there at the Salt Lake City terminal. So good morning, Tyler.
Good morning, Dennis. Thank you guys once again for having me up here. I always enjoy coming and participating in the Friday morning meetings. So, one of the things that we want to talk about is just kind of the yard speed. And it kind of changes from location to location. So I'll just kind of put it out here to any of my friends here in Salt Lake City. Does anybody know what the yard speed is for our drivers? Go ahead. What do you got? 5? It's good. I like it. Who else? What else we got? Yeah. 10. That's right. So Salt Lake City, we run a little bit tighter spacing out here. So our yard speed is 10. I believe in Springfield, it was 15, if I remember correctly, but somebody let me know if I'm wrong. And then Pittston, I'll kind of let you guys, kind of announce that out there. But we want to make sure that we're, and we hold our guys accountable to that too. So if you guys see a yard dog or a service truck that's not really abiding by those rules, by all means, let us know, because we do, like you said, we need to hold them to the same standards we do our operators. So just be cautious to the yard speed. Make sure your flashers are on. Make sure you're watching out for those service trucks. We like to encourage them to have their flashers, and if they have, a light bar, we want to make sure they're on as well. Make sure everybody can be seen and everybody goes home safe. So, like Dennis mentioned earlier, make sure you got that yellow vest on if you got one. Don't let it just go to the trash can whenever you finish training. Make sure you have that. That's for your guys' safety. We give that to you right off the bat and make sure we set you out on the right foot. So just wanted to touch base on the yard speeds. Another thing I want to touch base on, since you gave me a few minutes here, Dennis, is we do have a driver's lineup here in Salt Lake City now. We're trying to implement it to get to 24/7 so we can provide you guys 7 days a week, 24-hour coverage. Right now, we do have 7 days a week. It's open from 6 to 6. They sit right inside the plaza bays and the shop office. So Jose over there and Cameron have been doing a great job kind of fulfilling that role and giving you guys a little bit of help. Your bills still do go out to the people in the plaza bay. So whenever you come in with a loaded trailer and they need those bills, make sure you give it to the inspectors in the plaza bay. That's also where you pick your bills up at. So as we continue to kind of format this process, it's going to change, but I just want to kind of give everybody an update of how we are currently with it. So if you're needing a load, by all means, come in and see us. If you're needing an empty, come in and see us, and we can kind of help you with that. So that's really all I've got, Dennis, unless you guys have any questions for me. Again, appreciate you guys having me up here today. I always enjoy these meetings. So thank you.
All right. Thank you, Tyler. Everybody give Tyler a round of applause. Ready to go in an instant. Ready to go in an instant, and that's part of the Prime culture. So what do we got next, John?
Hey, Dennis.
All right, I promised you guys the heavy hitters, so let's bring our 3 and 4 hole hitters up here. Mr. Steve Wood.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Man, those success leasing gals, they know what they're talking about. My name is Steve Wetke, and I'm in sales. And I would say this, that you are all in sales as well. But more importantly, you're in safety. Our highest calling is safety here. Never want to forget it. It's really great to see you all and get a chance to share information. This red deal is pretty important. Remember, everyone deployed. We should never forget those that are serving our country. Bill, I'll be there. I'll be walking stairs. So thank you for that invite and look forward to that as well. So we know we can't be successful without really good operators, good drivers. We have a great training program to get us there. And you all that are in the vest, thank you for your trust and you're joining a really good company. Not perfect by a long shot, but we're working every day to get a little bit better. But the other side of being successful in this business is having really good customers. And we have a terrific customer base. We're fortunate to have one of our very good customers here today. I'd like to introduce him. He'd like to share a few words with you. Rick Burden with Nature Ripe. I don't know if you've done strawberries or blueberries for Rick. Come on up here. You're not gonna stay. You got to get up here in the center, man. Center stage. He's lame. He's got himself a bad hip going. So we'll give him a chance to get settled. Rick, welcome to Prime again. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. Don't worry, I'm not going to sing. So I was waiting for that music to start up. No, but I'm with Nature Right Farms. Just give you a little bit of background of what we do. We're a berry company. We're the largest blueberry producers in the world. We do strawberries, raspberries, every berry that you can ever think of. And we're also in the avocado business and soon to be in the cherry business. So it's expanding. The company's grown. When I started in 2008, we were about $300 million. We just surpassed $1 billion. So we're the second largest berry company in the world next to the big D, which is Driscoll. So just give you a little bit of background on that. But what I wanted to Robert asked me if I'd come up last night. We were at dinner and he asked me if I'd speak at the Friday thing, and I totally forgot that today was Friday. And I usually bring my 49ers jersey because it's red too, right? But I totally forgot. But I just wanted to talk to you about a couple of things that's really important for us as a shipper. And by the way, before I forget, it's great to see all these green vests here. Robert, that's fantastic. I don't think I've ever seen this many green vests before. But a couple of things is culture. Culture and this buzzword that everybody calls relationships. And in the shipping world right now, the relationship part keeps coming up all the time. And I was at a webinar last week, and the gentleman on the webinar said that if rates right now is the most important thing for you as a shipper, then you're a transactional shipper. And the last thing we want to be as a shipper right now is a transactional shipper, because that means you don't have any relationships with any of your carriers. And if you don't know if you're a transactional shipper or a strategic shipper and you run a supply chain, I think that's the first person they should replace right now, because if you don't know if your carriers are treating you as a shipper of choice and you don't know that, then you're in a little fantasy world. I think, we've seen the last 2 years a lot of disruptions in the supply chain. We bring in about 3,000 ocean containers of blueberries a year from South America, and trying to get those containers through the ports is probably my biggest headache. There's port disruptions, there's rail disruptions, and everything that happens during all these disruptions, it always comes back down to over the road. Over the road is always the last form of transportation from all these containers that are coming into Long Beach, and it dominoes backwards into the supply chain, into the over the road. So if you don't have relationships with your carriers when what hits the fan, and you're a transactional shipper, and all this time all you worried about was rates, you're kind of screwed, because you're going to go from a hero to zero really fast. Because you're going to make yourself look great because the spot rates are so low, but it's going to flip. And so I just wanted to make sure that the importance of relationships for Nature Right Farms, we bring on, I think in the last 3 years, we brought on 3 new carriers, and they were all regional carriers. We have not brought on any long haul carriers, and Prime probably does used to be more, but probably about 55% of our medium to long haul. And we as a company, most produce companies, the difference between a delivered load and a customer pickup load. where most produce companies range around 30 to 35% that they control the delivery on. At Nature Right Farms, we control 75% of our production pounds that we deliver. So we're a completely different anomaly from other produce companies. And the reason we do that is because the relationships we have with our carriers. And we have this relationship with Prime because of the culture. The culture drives the relationship. If everybody here at Prime didn't understand the culture, the importance of culture, then they can't understand the relationship part. I don't care what anybody says. So I just wanted to say that. I just want to say thank you for all the drivers. And if you ever get a Nature Right Farms load, don't turn it down. Okay. We don't want to see loads being turned down. And especially you guys in the green vests. You know, if you get a Nature Right load, we want to be a shipper of choice. I think we'll try to treat you with as much respect as we can at our loading locations. I mean, I can't be at all of them, but I do drive that every time I'm at one of our big coolers. So if you see me and they're loading your truck, come and say hello. Most of the time when I'm at the big coolers, I always look for the Prime trucks in the parking lot, and I come out there and I say hello to 2-3 of the drivers, and you guys are always cordial, and you guys are the best in the world. And we benchmark everything, all of our other carriers on Prime. So congratulations to all the green vest people, and I'll say what everybody at Prime says is thanks for all you do, and thanks for what you guys do for Nature Right. I sincerely mean that.
Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Good job. So just so you know, last week with Rick's company, we did over $700,000 in revenue. So he's a very, very good customer for us, and we got to get the rest of that business. I don't know why we're shrinking. That'll be a job I've got with him, I guess, before he gets out of here. But thanks, Rick, and really value the relationship. Now, I'd like to take a minute here to introduce a guy that started our company a few years ago, Robert Lowe. Come on up here, Robert. He started with one truck, just started with one truck, right? Just one.
It's a good way to start.
It's a good start.
It's
Thank
a good
you.
way to start. Thanks, Steve. And Rick, thanks for those kind words. You know, I really value, you know, his approach and sharing, you know, the kind of relationship that we have. They're very fair with us. They pay good, steady rates on a year-round basis. That's what we're looking for. They don't gouge us when they have the chance, and we don't gouge them when we have the chance. You know, it's just a good relationship built on the right kind of values, built on good service that you all provide. And you can tell just from his presentation, his sincerity in what he does. And we have a lot of good customers. We love them all, but they're not all like Rick. We're striving to make them all like Rick, but we're not quite there yet. As you all know, we have locations that, you know, we have to stay after. You know, we're looking for respect from the security folks. We're looking for, you know, nice, clean, available restrooms, break rooms where you can take a little bit of a break. I don't think that's too much to ask. And we're getting there, but we're not all the way there. So we appreciate your forbearance in our endeavors there. We will get there because we are winning this game. We really are. Freight, you know, we're kind of at kind of a funny point. Yeah, it's kind of up and down, a little bit spotty. But I tell you can trust this Prime operations team to keep you moving. We may have to do some shifting here and there, but we will keep you moving. We'll keep you profitable. Just work with us, work with your fleet manager. Trust me, you know, they know what they're doing. We've been doing this for a long, long time. We've seen this ain't our first rodeo. You know what I mean? We have been through these cycles before. We know how to deal with them, and we will deal with them successfully. And we are right now. You know, I don't have a lot this morning, but I will answer questions if they're softballs, easy. If they're hard questions, then I'll refer them to Mr. Wookie, because, you know, he thinks he knows everything. Willie Bill. How's my golf game? It's pretty damn sorry, Bill. I'll tell you the truth. I can't lie to you. It needs a lot of improvement, but thanks for asking. Folks, you know, again, truly appreciate what you do. God bless each of you and be safe out there. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You doing okay? You doing all right? Okay, you doing well. Good.